Cancer, welcome to your bonus love forecast. This will be for the month of September, but it could take about 6 months to develop. And the reason that you guys are getting this bonus video is because you guys have given me the most views on my channel, and I'm so appreciative of it. And when I was trying to determine what I would do Cancer's bonus reading about, I realized that most of you guys are struggling with relationships. Some of you guys with multiple relationships right now. A lot of you guys have emailed me, and I really appreciate your support and your feedback. So I thought I'd do this little reading here for you. This will be for the month of September, but give it about 6 months to develop. So for this reading, I'm going to use Cheryl Marchetti's A Gilded Reverie Lenormand's. I know a lot of you guys are fans of this deck. I am too. But I thought maybe we could really use this deck to get to the crux of the problem and why some of you guys are so unsure in relationships. Okay, Cancer, so in regard to relationships, I see you taking a new direction. A new direction even in commitment. I feel like you're going to have some invitations. Some invitations for love that come about through either travel and locating at a particular distance to meet someone, or with arrangements made within the family unit or even with extended family. I feel like for Cancer males, which I always feel in my Astro Tarot forecast, that the Cancer males are some of the ones who have these multiple relationships going on and are unable to really make a decision because they've given so much of themselves to different people that they are in constant need of emotional gratification, and it's just very hard to determine which person is who they want because they haven't quite determined everything about themselves and what it is that they need emotionally. Also, there's a lack of balance in the give and take of relationships, and Cancer males may be taking more than they are giving right now. Again, this is a general reading, so this will not apply to everyone, but if you're here today, I feel like there is an important message for you. I see some secret communication going on. This does seem to go on from the month of August into September, and I feel like this is going on for Cancer males. Certainly there are new beginnings and invitations. Maybe some of you are visiting people in a hospital type of setting, but I feel like there's a new romantic interest with one particular commitment that you have, and this could be with a long-term relationship, someone that's been around for a while as opposed to a newer relationship. I feel like either there is a new birth in your family or there is some sort of growth and creativity taking place within your family. I also think that there are issues pertaining to money and abundance and extension of families taking place. But I feel like there's a sort of secret meeting place that's attached, maybe like on your way to a family location or happening besides the family location. And I believe we got that for August. With that last card pocket there, that just triggered my memory that there was something going on with family, and it seemed like one good thing was going with relationships, but there was a lack of emotional fulfillment, and I felt like there was still some sneaking around, or are you really wanting to turn towards someone else? Like the emotional family situation was good, and it was surprising, and it was fun, and it was growing. I mean, it was healthy. But at the same time, there was a sense of still looking back or looking towards a new offer of love, even from an old partner. I feel like some of you Cancer males are still wearing a mask in relationships, and some of you are flirting with danger. Some of you are wanting to reach out and meet with other people. Maybe you have multiple meetings, multiple trips, and there could be a need to really sort the wheat from the chaff here. But for some of you, you're flirting with danger in this sense, in this direction. What is it that you need to look more to? Okay, some of you, this could be about a sexual relationship, but for some of you, it's like you've got to really get the ball rolling and getting everything in your mind ready for the next step. I feel like some of you feel like you still need to collect your thoughts. There's something here. There's still an invitation here that you need to attend to. I feel like some of you get very certain that you're going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden you wake up on 3 days later and you're like, no, I really need to go back and revisit this other person because I'm not sure if I'm done with that. And then you're like, nah, I'm done with that. Moving on to the next person. I got to get this behind me. then you find yourself either with a sign of spirit that brings this information to you, or just you reflecting. Could be a song, could be a flower, could be a butterfly, something like that. You're getting these signs that no, you're not on the right path, and you're not turned around in the right direction so far. So this is about really trying to work yourself through that labyrinth, you know. And with a labyrinth, we think we're going in the right direction, and then we're hit with a wall. And so we have to go back and retrace our steps. And then we go get a little bit further, what we think is a little bit further, another wall. And that's exactly what Cancer is doing here, and trying to really look deeply into themselves about these invitations of love that they have. But I feel like this meeting place for commitment, this is really going to be a highlight. I feel like it's, again, I get the sense here of flirting with danger, and some of you may actually like that. I feel a lot of secret communication attached to that. If that is the avenue that you are taking in a relationship, certainly some sneaking around. It's like someone has been waiting on the right time to really, you know, go back and review these things. And it seems like this timing is happening at a meeting place that involves a commitment. Could be a park, could be a building, could be any location where you would meet someone at to revisit commitment. I don't feel like this is a stable energy right now, but I feel like it has the potential to be a stable energy. So that's why I think for some of you, this is going back and revisiting a past relationship, but it's almost like a new beginning. Like you need to see it in a new light, or you're going back, you know, within the labyrinth to send out an invitation to review this very deep emotion or very deep emotional attachment that you have with someone. I do feel like this is a secret love relationship, and this is someone that you are bound to, I feel like, in karmic fate, a karmic pattern. This is a pattern that has developed over time and not just in this lifetime. And so there's a need to go back and review why you feel so critical of one another, because I feel a lot of criticism in this type of relationship. It's almost like, you know, you feel very excited by this person, and when you're together, there's nothing that's better. But then you step back from it, and both of you are just overly criticizing one another. And then this sort of tends to keep the relationship from becoming stable, and it seems to put it off to another time. But they're saying here that this relationship actually has the potential to grow. And if you'll see, the cards have even kind of spread out like the tree here. This relationship has the potential to grow long-lasting and firm foundations for commitment and growth, even within a family, even in combining a family here that I see for some of you. I feel like the bridge, there's, you know, you've got to find the bridge in this relationship. I feel like there's a lot of doubt here. There's a lot of doubt on whether someone has the right attitude, or is the right person, or is the right face that you are superimposing upon the relationship. And that does seem to be a problem here for Cancer. And what I have gotten over even, into the last year or longer about Cancer is they are constantly imagining a certain emotional depth. And if the person does not automatically fulfill that emotional depth, or if they have overanalyzed the situation too much, then they are subconsciously pulling back, and they aren't understanding how the relationship can work because they have blocked it in with their own boundaries and fences. For some of you, I feel like this is recrossing a bridge from the past, and I feel like there had been a loss there. There had been a loss where many tears had been shed over this particular relationship, but I feel like now it is experiencing new creative growth. Some of you may actually even be traveling for family events related to the birth of a child. For some of you, this is weddings. But I feel like for all of you, growing your home and family foundation is taking on a different light. Where maybe before you saw the family as traditional, now you're beginning to understand that your relationships have a big impact on the family support system. If you and your partner are constantly fighting, If you and your partner are constantly cheating on one another, if you and your partner just have fallen away from each other and are just on two different paths, then your children see that division. If you have older children, this is especially true, because what are you saying to them? You're saying, it's okay to spend your life miserable. It's perfectly fine. We're still a family, right? And what cancers are learning now is that it's been such a hard lesson that some of you are learning that a traditional family, or what you have superimposed, this depth of emotion that you have imposed upon your partner and your family in a traditional sense, is not always true. And that's not always the best way to nurture and grow and support a family, especially one experiencing new beginnings. So for some of you, this could be a regrowth with your partner if you have been separated from them for some time. For others of you, this is about a long-term relationship where you felt a soulmate connection, and maybe you're ready now to flirt with danger a little bit and to really begin to roll the dice and see if it's possible for a new timing, a new era to emerge here. Some of you definitely have births and pregnancies within your home and family, and this seems to be at the root of the family tree here, is learning how to understand things with children, and learn, of the birth of a child brings so much hope and love into a family, even into oneself, especially if you are a parent here or a grandparent. This is something brand new beginning. And it's saying you want to get this off on a brand new start, but you need to be emotionally fulfilled also. You can't raise a child up. This card was reversed, and I do use reversals in this deck. It works out just fine for me. And because the card is upside down, I feel like there need to be some adjustments made within this family for this child. Or there are obstacles in getting to this child, perhaps, or feeling like you can't be close enough to this child. Or that could be the issue within some of your relationships, is that you're afraid to leave a relationship because there is a child there that you do not want to be away from. And I understand that, especially if you are a Cancer father. Cancer fathers tend to care a great deal about their children, very much like a large mothering instinct. There, I have a Cancer moon, I understand that. So this is about being able to provide enough love where you are able to support the family unit, but also that you're happy, or you're just showing a very bad example, really. Just staying with something for the sake of staying there is really not always the answer, especially if there is a lot of very strict regulation and feeling, stifled or suffocated, and there are sharp words, and there's fighting, and there's sneaky behaviors going on, and there are issues with money. I feel like you have to make a new beginning, and I feel like some of you are really taking off on this new beginning. Some of you, you're traveling to see a child, or there is a birth of a child again. Some of you, again, you're trying to really also think about putting invitations out to people from the past. I'm not suggesting you cheat on your spouse. I am not suggesting that at all. That is not my advice here. My advice is to get in tune with yourself and to realize why you keep meeting these brick walls. But I do feel like all of this is happening for a reason. You will reach a goal at the end. You will reach the meeting place. And here we have the meeting place over here. And this is where you're trying to pledge your commitment and trying to hopefully take something and turn it into something long term, so that you can come together maybe with another person in support of your home and family. And it's about having enough love to cover it all, maybe to cover the joining of two families even together. So that's another matter that you can pay attention to. And I'm going to go over this with some other oracles. So I'm going to ask and to clarify, What exactly in the center here is the obstacle in this labyrinth? And again, it's a need to be happy. You've got to have that happiness and joy to be able to turn these cards upright. And so that you're able to actually be happy and related to your family situation with the child. So there's something here that you've got to revisit in emotional depth. Others of you are lacking in money right now, and I feel like that is all going to work out. It's going to grow. I would say over the next 3 months, I think that situation will grow. So just hang on there with your finances. So maybe some of you are feeling like there isn't an equal balance in relationships in regard to children. And so that is something that you're going to have to, maybe that's causing a little bit of unrest or unhappiness also. So that is something that you're going to have to focus on, and focus on allowing things to be fair, focus on defining boundaries with home and family, and also allowing people to grow and flourish, and allowing people to be happy. Sometimes we try to rush in and fix things with our children, don't we? And it just ends up being a disaster. And we're like, if you could just listen to me and do it this way, it would be so much easier. But I'm speaking to those of you with adult children. But it is, what we have to do is to step back and allow them to be in the bad relationship, allow them to deal with their children, allow them to make these mistakes, allow them to roll the dice and get to where they need to grow within their relationships. If this is a younger child and they are your responsibility, then certainly you want to have a healthy household for these children to be able to come to be peaceful, in order to really, we can't always make everything fair and balanced, but we can just do the best that we can in certain situations. So I feel like this is really about balancing partnerships, the balance of give and take, but this is also about turning around and going back to review these deep emotional situations in regard to romantic invitations. So I'm going to pull a love card for you guys, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Again, I appreciate your views so much. I appreciate your comments. And I'm going to keep doing bonuses for those of you who have the most views on the monthlies. And this says, take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. I'm telling Cancer that for a long time. You got to be brave. You got to be bold. I know you guys are tied up in relationships just simply for the sake of the guilt that you are feeling and trying to make things right. Trying to keep on keeping on, trying to try every possible avenue. And I think that's awesome. If I didn't know that Cancer had struggled with this for so long, I would say keep on trying. For some of you, I know you've gone way past the point, to the point that you are emotionally and even physically drained. Some of you are in domestic violence situations. Some of you have hung on to marriages lasting forever. Some of you have even suspected your spouses of cheating over and over again. I know this sounds dreary, but this is what Cancer is dealing with, and I got to be honest here. If this reading doesn't apply to you, just take what you need. But I feel like for a lot of Cancers, this is the situation, and got to be willing to step out on faith, Cancer. So maybe review that past relationship, make the changes you need to make, and know that family and your relationships can come together when the right person is willing to meet you in the middle. So you guys take care, and I'll see you with your monthlies in September.